Prime Video's The Boys has one of the best casts on TV right now. You probably remember some of them from that one thing you watched that time but can't put your finger on. So here's a deep dive into the cast's previous roles. Here's where you've seen them before. Karl Urban. The butcher on The Boys, Karl has actually managed to appear in a few of the most successful franchises of all time. He played this handsome fella in the Lord of the Rings franchise. I won't even try to pronounce the character's name. Believe it or not, he was also in the Star Trek trilogy as Leonard McCoy. Perhaps his most shocking role was in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Apparently, he had a lifelong dream of being a stormtrooper, and that became true when he visited J.J. Abrams while the director was filming the movie. Who could believe it? Finally, Karl was also in a Thor movie playing this mighty executioner. If you watched him in any other project, let me know in the comments. Jack Quaid. Jack has been on the news recently with his Nepo baby comments and has been receiving praise for how he approached the issue. While admitting that he has been an immensely privileged person for his family's connections in the industry, he still believes the label of a Nepo baby shouldn't undermine his talent, which I agree with. Well, did you know that he was in the Hunger Games? I was actually shocked when I first learned this because I've been watching The Boys from the beginning and I recently did a Hunger Games rewatch, so apparently I'm blind. He played one of the rival tributes, Marvel. Jack was also in Scream 5, which came out in 2022. You must have also seen him in last year's epic Oppenheimer, playing a real-life physicist, Richard Feynman. Antony Starr. And my favorite actor from the entire cast. Antony keeps doing an incredible job as Homelander, and I'm waiting for that Emmy recognition sooner or later. Antony loves playing long-standing roles in TV shows. He was in Outrageous Fortune as well as Banshee. Alongside Jack Gyllenhaal, he played the lead character in Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. If you watched the short-lived TV show American Gothic, you might have seen him there as well. Erin Moriarty. I recently rewatched True Detective Season 1, and who did I see there? Although a small role, Erin portrayed Martin's teenage daughter, Audrey, there. Before she became Starlight, Erin was in another superhero show, Jessica Jones, playing a character called Hope, and in the 2016 movie Captain Fantastic, playing a very small role. Jessie T Usher. Jessie's A-Train is probably becoming my favorite character on the show with a storyline in Season 4. As he was a part of the Boys cast, he also joined a Walking Dead spin-off in 2022. He was in Tales of the Walking Dead. Jessie was also a regular character in Survivor's Remorse and another TV show called Level Up. He also joined Samuel L. Jackson in the movie Shaft. Chase Crawford. Oh, the love of my teenage years. As someone who loved watching Gossip Girl as a teenager, Nate Archibald had me in a chokehold for a few seasons, I'm not gonna lie, even though I'm more of a Chuck Bass girly. Anyway, Chase was one of the lead characters there from the beginning until the end, but Chase did not always play the sweetheart role. He was in the 2016 movie Charlie Says, a movie where Matt Smith portrayed real-life maniac Charles Manson. Chase too played a real person, Tex Watson, who was a member of the Manson family. Last but not least, he was in the star-studded What to Expect When You're Expecting. Laz Alonso. I think this might be the most shocking role in this video. The Boys' was in Avatar, playing a fine warrior. Apart from these two projects, Laz appeared in 9 episodes of LA's Finest and 38 episodes of The Mysteries of Laura. Even though it was a tiny role, you might have seen him in Fast and Furious 6. Karen Fukuhara. Our dear Kimiko was most famously in Suicide Squad, playing an impressive samurai warrior. She was also in the Ryan Gosling movie Bullet Train. Karen mostly does voice acting, which is ironic considering her character is mute in The Boys. You might have heard her lovely voice in various shows like Alice's Wonderland Bakery, Craig Before the Creek, and Archer. Nathan Mitchell. Playing Black Noir in The Boys, Nathan has had a series of guest spots in various TV shows which include Arrow, iZombie, and The Tomorrow People. Believe it or not, he had a 2-episode arc in Supernatural's Season 12. Most recently, he was in Netflix's Ginny and Georgia, a show I tried to watch but eventually gave up after episode 6. Apparently, Nathan joins the show in episode 7. I'm sure he was great. Tome Capone. Did you know that Frenchie is actually portrayed by an Israeli actor who had great success in his own country before joining the cast of The Boys? For example, he played a main character in When Heroes Fly, an Israeli drama show. In August 2024, his movie with Lawrence Fishburne and Casey Affleck called Slingshot is out in theaters. Colby Minifie. Colby has one of those recognizable faces. I watched her in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel as Ginger, but you might have seen her in Fear the Walking Dead as Virginia or in I'm Thinking of Ending Things. Valorie Curry. A new addition to The Boys, Valorie looks a lot like Claire Danes, don't you think? I was especially convinced after seeing her with blonde hair. She was in another superhero show, The Tick. Those who know, know. She was also a regular in House of Lies and The Following. The one that caught me off guard was to see that she was in the Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn Part 2. She was one of the nomadic vampires alongside her buddy Peter. She looks unrecognizable. Wow. Claudia Doumit. Throughout her career, Claudia has had minor roles in a lot of projects like Supergirl, but she was a main character in another Eric Kripke show, Timeless, which lasted for 2 seasons. Susan Heyward. Finally, one of the newest additions to The Boys, Susan is Sister Sage. Did you know that she's actually 41 years old? Yes, 41. Before joining the cast of The Boys, she played regular characters in Hello Tomorrow, Delilah, and most famously in Orange is the New Black. You might have also seen her in Powers and Vinyl. If you want to learn more about The Boys cast, let me know in the comments. If you want a similar video for another TV show, tell me that as well. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you soon.